Going on with the concept of embellishing tones, I want to introduce something that actually isn't covered in the Durack book in this chapter, in chapter 8, but is an important concept for those of you who are going to go on and extend your study into the area of prolongational analysis, which will come up fairly soon. And that is to introduce at this stage the notion of embellishment by arpeggiation. Again, it's a really simple concept, and if you just have a look at this bar here, first bar of the piece, and this bar here, you'll see that essentially this one is a decoration, an elaboration, or an embellishment of this one. It's a variation. And what Mozart does to embellish the original melody is to decorate the underlying melodic note, in this case a B there, the B there, to decorate that, to embellish that with other notes from the underlying chord. It's a G major chord, and he decorates it with an arpeggio of G major, as opposed to the other sorts of embellishing tones that we've met, which introduce notes foreign to the underlying chord. So I could quite cheerfully describe this figure, and indeed these three notes here, as, because he does exactly the same thing with the third beat of the bar. The underlying chord is a D chord again, and he decorates it. And I can indicate that decoration with the A for arpeggiation. We could have an argument about whether this E is in fact a neighbour note of this following D, but or part of a ninth chord that he's arpeggiating. It's one of those arguments that doesn't have a theoretically correct answer. The important point is that the underlying skeleton of the melody, which is a B, C, D, B, C, D, is decorated here by something called arpeggiation, and that gets a little A. This is why I prefer to use N for neighbour note rather than auxiliary note, because it makes it clear when you're abbreviating. The only other thing I want to show you in this little video is the use of chromatic elaborate embellishment tones. Here, for instance, and there. The underlying harmony is decorated not only by notes that are part of the major and minor scale in which the piece is composed, but also composers very often decorate the basic melody with entirely foreign chromatic notes, foreign to the underlying key. And you need to be careful about this, because a lot of mistakes that are made by people analysing the harmonic structure of music see something like a D sharp, and therefore they say, we must be modulating to E minor, or we must be modulating to B major, or something else with a D sharp in it. And actually it's nothing of the sort. It's simply a chromatic note, chromatic embellishing tone. So if a note is an embellishing tone rather than a fundamental tone of the harmony, it doesn't matter what sort of chromatic inflections it gets. It could be decorated in all sorts of extraordinary ways without, in the remotest bit, affecting the basic harmonic structure, which is here. Here is a simple chord 4, or chord 2 sevenths, impossible to say again, in G major.